My apologies for the title of this video to Thomas, because it's not that I want to steal his thunder or that I want to hijack the name. It's not that. It's just that I wanted to say something about this week's psychic weather report in the Week in Strange. Before I heard the Week in Strange this Monday, I had some things happen to me. Now, whoever listens to this, you can believe me or not. I don't really care if you believe me. Same as your opinion shouldn't really, my opinion shouldn't really matter to you. But yeah, this is sort of not a confession. That's the wrong word. But when I heard the Week in Strange, it felt so real and affirmative. Yeah, affirmative is the right word. Because before I heard the Week in Strange, I went through a bit of a health problem, a female health problem. And that was scary because I was hemorrhaging blood, really. It don't want to gross people out or give too much information that may gross people out, but yeah, I had a lot of blood loss that wasn't normal, and it came at such a speed that I was afraid, and I ended up calling the Guardia Medicinale, which is not the emergency services. It is just a service here that you can call if you have a question on whether you should or shouldn't call the emergency services. I didn't have to call them. They asked me a bunch of questions, which I answered. And in the end, they told me, like, if there is pain that you cannot withstand, you should go to the ER. But that wasn't the case. There was some pain, but it wasn't to the level that that I'm blanking out. So it wasn't that. So, and then eventually it stopped as well on its own. So I'm not too worried about it. Anyway, that wasn't the point, but it's important to the story. Well, to the course of events. Because after that happened, or yeah, at the late stages of when it was happening, my man was here, and he talked to his mother and explained the things that were happening, and she was worried, and she wanted to know, well, a bunch of details. So yeah, he told her, and also confirmed, like, yeah, that can happen, don't worry about it too much, especially not if it goes away by itself. So that's that. But she also said it happened to his sister, so her daughter, at the same time that it was happening to me. And this is not a woman that is very much into spirituality at all. She's a lovely woman now. Really, she's just a great woman, but she's not into spirituality at all. Even tarot cards, she looks at it a bit shifty-eyed, like, no, that's not for me. Anyway, but it was significant that she said that this was happening to her daughter, my man's sister, at the exact same time it was happening to me. So that was one synchronicity that felt very important or just significant. Another one was a woman that sent me some pictures, a woman that I had sent runes to a while back, that, look, I was here in this place and it had your name on the walls. And she sent me pictures of that. And that was the second really big synchronicity that was, well, it felt all the more significant because something else had happened too. I had a dream during those days. I don't think I was in my normal problem solving state of mind. Yeah, I was not all there in my conscious thoughts. I just was in a different state of mind altogether. And I had a dream about being witness to something, a sort of, well, let's call it a rebirthing ceremony. So leaving the past behind and emerging from that with a sort of blank slate. And the woman, yet another woman, that was in that dream is somebody I know. And there were also other symbols in that dream, like, well, I I don't want to give things away because it was private. But there were skulls in that dream, two skulls. And I told this woman, and also farm animals, or kind of farm animals. And I told this woman about the dream that I had, and she responded back to me like, well, this is very personally significant for me because, well, I'm not going to say what she told me because it's still private, and I didn't post that dream anywhere else. I told this woman in private. If this woman sees this and feels like divulging that on her own, fine, I don't mind. But yeah, because I told her this in private. But yeah, what I think I can say is like, yeah, but this has personal significance for me because of this and that reason. And also we have skulls in our home. And it was very clearly a dream about this woman. So about reality being malleable, I felt that on a deeply personal level for the last couple of days. Very, because it all happened so fast and almost at the same time that I had these three women uh, either contact me or me contacting them or contacting, well, via remote, uh, that were incredibly synchronistic. And that's why I called this video the way I did, because that was mentioned in the psychic weather report, that synchronicities flying left and right, reality being malleable. So yeah, and it's not like I told Thomas these things before he made the psychic weather report. I mean, these things happened, and then the psychic weather report happened, and I didn't really tell anybody anything except those women in question who don't know each other as far as I'm aware. Yeah, it put me in a really good mood, I have to be honest, in spite of it all, that how real this, how real magic is. And I really think that this is our natural state of mind. That if we aren't constantly bombarded with stress or excess stimuli, that you just become more susceptible to it because we aren't being DDoSed in a way. We can perform our naturally given brain functions. And that's something I thought about a lot when I moved here. It's so quiet here. So quiet. There are people here. But yeah, to not have the noise of the modern world around me all the time really changes a person or relaxes a person to the extent that these things just tend to happen faster or more easily without the noise of cities or just the modern world, the modern lifestyle. Yeah, I really don't have much more to say than this. This is just not a confession, a short, what's the word, recap of how I experienced this week's psychic weather report. And if yours was as personally significant as mine was to me, then yeah, feel free to tell me in the comments. I always love to know that. It's validating to hear other people's stories, so that's why I like hearing them. But yeah, that was really all. This was really all I wanted to say. And thanks for listening.